Over Mosca here with another quick and dirty Tactica. This time I've got Adeptus Custodes versus Adeptus Custodes, a mirror match of all things. Only my second one in all of my years of playing 40k, although much more common now with Adeptus Custodes' rise to dominance. And even still, our armies are predicated on fundamentally different ideas. So it wasn't just a big old scrum. Not that scrums don't happen, but there will be some Tactica here. Even if the outcome is a little ironic given the mirror match nature of the game. So, 9th edition Quarantine Hammer, the tabletop simulator, got a lot of different GTs and games going on, so I know a lot of you are locked up at home, surviving the storm. You can still play a lot of 40k online. So we've got my army. If you saw my last video, it's identical. Go over here quickly. We got our 2 Smash Captains with our 3 up involved relics. Superior creation for that Field of Pain. Captain Commander using Indomitable to go 9 wounds, be very unkillable. And then this Shield Captain has Revered Companion, which is why I'm going a Kill and Shield. There's no other reason for the Shield Host except for this half damage Warlord trait. I've got my Min Squad of troops. I like their melee capability if they've got Chaff Deep Strikers. The troops here can take them out. The Alurus Custodian Terminators, just a heavy hitting unit. We got our Vexila's Praetor. We need that -1 to be hit. Custodes are tough, but this just makes us able to survive long enter into that 5th battle round. We have our Virtus Praetor because we need that speed. We want to be able to strike enemy objectives and take them. This game is all about board control, and the bikes are the best at it. I've got 2 tanks. I got a Venerable Land Raider and a Caladius Grav tank for that backline shooting that hold your objectives while projecting firepower onto the other objectives. The Evil Custodes. They had a Calidus Assassin. They don't even have pure Custodes. I joke. They do have our Captain General though, so maybe we're the Evil Custodes. People are taking the Captain General for that extra CP he provides, which gets used in this match. He also has a Shield Captain that's less unkillable, and you'll see that later on in the game. He has a lot of troops. He went hard for that objective secured. I know we're all objective secured, but the troops are the cheapest way to get that in our codex. He has 3 groups of Custodian Guard with Xenoblade Storm Shield, just very tough to remove. And then he has 3 Custodians with the long range Bolt Cavalier. He has 6 Terminators, because he brings them in as a big old hammer unit, whereas I kind of push at the inexorable anvil. Also has a Praetor, because, again, needed the -1. This is where his Eagle Eye went, trying to make this character a little harder to kill, which definitely happened. And then instead of bikes, he's got the jump packs. Veterinary Custodians with the pistols and the buckler. Now, my opponent wasn't very up on the buckler, but I gotta say, with only a 3-up armor, the buckler is pretty vital, giving you some more toughness against low-grade shooting, or better armor against low-grade shooting. And then, of course, if you have the kinetic destroyers, the pistols here, you can use superior fire patterns, fire twice. It's quite a bit of damage. So our secondaries, I had raised the banners high because I didn't know what else to do. Engage in all fronts because I was hoping to take the board and grind them down, which is my usual secondary because I thought I have all this shooting, I'm going to be able to kill more than he does every turn. Very similarly, the Evil Custodes would raise the banner high, engage in all fronts, and then they said, "While we stand, we fight." I think they were onto something. I think I'm going to be using this a lot more. Especially with my Land Raider, the tank, and my unkillable Shield Captain. Honestly, this was just I haven't played a lot of Ninth Edition and hadn't thought about it very hard, and it really works out with While We Stand, We Fight. So this is mid-turn 2, because turn 1 basically did nothing. They went forward, grabbed their objectives. I lined up, tried to kill a unit. I shot 2 of the 3 uh, Storm Shield Custodes off the table. Not a lot. Very hard to kill Custodes. I pushed my bikes up to gain control. These Vetinari were deployed back here, and they've jumped forward. And we're looking for a scrum over here, right? So there's going to be a lot of death and bloodshed over on this side of the table, but on this side of the table, where I've got almost uncontested control, pop my dudes out, push my 2 shield captains. See, I'm trying to push it around, and his troops have thus scattered, trying to split me up. Over here, in their turn 2, they drop all of their Terminators down on me, with the Vexila using Trajan to make the strat free. And this is the part that makes my bikes not able to survive. I knew my bikes would survive the Vetinari, and I knew that the Terminators are coming down. That's why my Terminators are here. But it's not a great counter to this. I know we have our shoot them as they come down, but I didn't think I'd kill enough Terminators for it to be worth it. Yeah, so they wipe out my bikes. Their captain commander has the go in any direction with the consolidate, and so they came over here to not get shot at. Like I would shoot at him while I have all this barreling down on me, but I guess they're being cagey with their commander. My Terminators move up. It's hard to tell which Terminators are which Terminators, but I think at this point they only have 2 Terminators left. Their captain commander and their Vetinari have jumped over my Terminators to hold this objective. I've pushed my tanks, and my opponent has successfully turned the table from short to long on us because I've pushed this way, grabbed this objective. He's got 1 guy back here. He'll show back up. And so currently I'm pretty down, right? But I catch up a little bit. So the scrum continues, although we're basically piddled out. I have 1 Terminator in my Vexila. He's got his Vexila, and Caladius, or his assassin, he successfully pushed to hold these 3 objectives. I'm still struggling to fight to hold these 3 objectives. It's not looking good for me at this point. So I know he's got While We Stand, We Fight, and I realize at this point I've finally secured this side, more or less. I mean, there's this 1 guy, but we'll get it. More or less secured this side. And then I'm going to get almost every primary point. And that I need to deny these secondaries. I'm finally catching up. I need to deny his secondaries. So I line my tanks up to shoot at his captain on bike, and then at his Trajan, and get my unkillable shield captains moved to counter this, to make that melee threat happen, to clean up. And it works out pretty good. This guy lives with 1 wound, and the captain commander Trajan has been slain. real clutch move. This assassin that you can barely see on this screen came forward and tied up one of my unkillable shield captains, which made it so that he couldn't come over here because he's the one with the good charge here. And so I'm going to have to be able to kill this guy with one tank and kill this guy with one captain to win the game. We were counting the secondaries, and if he got even 5 points out of it, he would probably win the game. Of course, these Vetinari have just been chilling this whole time, not wanting to get blown off, but honestly, it didn't matter because we already knew the primaries would be basically maxed out for him. Well, we knew that the primaries would be maxed out for him. I really feel like these could have been used more aggressively throughout the course of this game. So this shield captain doesn't stay in that combat to kill the assassin. He comes back to reroll once for this tank, who has line of sight on. Oh, where did that shield captain go? God, because he got blown up by a bunch of shooting from this tank. Land Raider did end up killing the assassin just out of spite, really. Didn't need to, but I had 4 last cannons. We give it a shot. This captain, unfortunately, left him on this Vexila on 1 wound, not killing him, but I was able to pile in and get another point of the engage in all fronts. And you might notice some 79 versus 79. Yeah, it ended up being a tie game. A lot of ways that I could have won this game. Some of it was to dice, right? If this had been more successful, I would have killed him. Had I killed the shield commander here earlier, I might not have gotten tied up by the assassin. Had I pushed to get the primary a little harder, maybe by pushing this Land Raider over here when they were coming down with their Vexila to physically block them off of grabbing that objective for a turn. Just a lot of ways that I could have made a little bit more to win it. In fact, if this, you see on the grind down, I've got 9 points. Had I done a while we stand, we fight, I'd have the Land Raider still. I'd still have the tank, that'd be 10 points, 1 more point already. I'd still have the shield captain, that'd be 15, it would be a decisive victory. So I feel my list was the stronger Custodes list, but he definitely played his better. And I learned a lot from this fight. You gotta be more aggressive with your tanks while you can, and they're worth a lot of secondary points if you choose to make them work that way. I hope this was informative for you all. Over Muska out.